Lillo, left side, looking at it, it's a pick six. Western Kentucky right back in the end zone.
How about this play? Ends up being a flea flicker. Reed down the sideline. It's caught, and this is going to be a big gainer for Western Kentucky. In fact, it's going to be a touchdown.
Looking deep. What a catch and a touchdown. David Davis. Quick shot left side. There's Malachi Corley. First guy misses. Second guy misses. Across the 50. He's free. Bye-bye. Malachi Corley up to the races. 94 yards and a cloud of dust.
Screen pass picked off right into the hands of Darius Thomas.
There's Reed with plenty of time to throw downfield, wide open touchdown. And there's the red hot start for the Hilltoppers on the roll. Ocean pressure. Ocean all the way back at the 25. Now he's going to heave it towards the end zone. Caught, touchdown, what a play. And now another wide open receiver. It's Corley, touchdown! 54-yard touchdown.
Well, there's plenty of highlights to go around when you talk about Western Kentucky. Their offense, one of the most explosive in the country. Last season, 9-5, won the New Orleans Bowl. They've now gone to 4 straight bowl games. They've won 3 of their last 4 bowl games. And you look at the offense, that's what you think of when you think of Western Kentucky. They put up points in a hurry. Their quarterback, Austin Reed, returns with a ton of offensive starters. Defensive starters also returning as well. And Western Kentucky, the Hilltoppers, they open the season September the 2nd against South Florida. We welcome in head coach Tyson Helton, quarterback Austin Reed, and Jaquez Evans, junior linebacker. Guys, thanks for joining us here on the set.
Thanks for having us.
Conference USA, you guys are picked to finish first. What do you look at? What does the preseason poll mean to you?
Not anything. It's talking season, or the end of talking season, to be quite honest with you. We try not to look at those things, and we're kind of a blue-collar bunch. We like to have a chip on our shoulder. I kind of like it, though, when we're kind of picked 3rd or 4th. But, you know, I think we got a quality football team. I think this is going to be a spectacular conference with a lot of parity this year. So more than anything, we just focus on us, go out there and do our job, and we have tremendous respect for the opponents we play.
The success you've had over the past few years has been incredible. 4 straight bowl games. What do you credit that success to?
Well, you know, at the end of the day, it starts with our athletic director, Todd Stewart. I mean, he gives us the resources to be successful. We got a great culture there. Our guys love to play the game. I mean, they live to play the game. I've always evaluated a culture of a football team with your players are at the facility when they don't have to be there. And they're always trying to absorb knowledge. They're always trying to, you know, just get that extra little tidbit. And I think that's really kind of put us over the top. And we've won some close games because of that.
I think your offense is probably one of the most fun offenses to watch in the entire country. How would you describe it, and tell me about some of the pieces you have coming back?
Well, you know, I think it's built around the quarterback. Obviously, having Austin Reed back, you know, is really big for us. Austin's done a spectacular job for us, and, you know, he really, you know, it starts with him, and we're a big play offense. And I joke with everybody, you know, they say, well, we're the air raid. I said, we need to change it to the pro raid because, you know, there is some pro elements there. We also does a good job of checking into runs when he needs to. But at the end of the day, we like to throw the ball vertically. We like to get it in playmakers' hands. As you can see, Malachi Corley right there. You know, just get in the hands of good football players really fast, and good things will happen.
And you have a new offensive coordinator this year coming over from Mississippi State. How does the offense change, or does it look the same? Yeah,
really excited about Drew Hollingshead being our new offensive coordinator. Really not as a lot has changed. You know, Drew, you know, all the principles are the same. Drew's been in the air raid, you know, for really all of his coaching career. You know, was with Mike Leach for a long period of time. And so he adds a little new dynamic that I'm excited about. You know, I've had 4 coordinators in 4 years, so, you know, it's one of those things where you're trying to always keep the team intact and the pieces intact, but I really like what Drew's done so far. Excited for him to call some ball plays.
All right, we know you guys can put up points, but you can also stop some people defensively. What do you like at what you've seen so far in the offseason?
Well, I tell you, it really starts up front with Jaquez Evans, who's with us today. Fantastic football player. We put him in spots that he can do a lot. You know, we lost 7 good players on defense last year, but I really like the guys we got returning, got a lot of good good young players coming back. Added some guys, that were junior college transfer portal guys. We were the #1 takeaway team in the country last year. And I think that matches up really good with us, with our offense. Just give us the ball back, right? We want to play fast. We want to score fast. Our defense matches that mentality, and they take the ball away. We got to do that again this year. And, Jaquez was a big part of that last year for us, and hopefully we can do it again.
All right, so let's talk about the guys you brought here. Jaquez, your coach is bragging on you guys. #1 takeaway team. What was the key to getting the ball back for your offense so many times?
Just staying on one accord, playing as a team, going out there playing for your brothers, and just see what will happen. Because if you go out there as a team and you play for each other, you never know what can happen. It's a game of football, that will happen. So it was lucky. I don't want to say lucky because I'm, preparation, but just going out there playing for each other.
You got a very unique nickname, Donut. How'd you get that?
I asked them when I was playing Pee Wee ball. My coach, the Harris brothers, it was 3 of them. For some reason, they didn't like calling me by my last name. So all week I had my mom had a bag of donuts on the dresser. I've been asking her all week, can I have those donuts? She told me no, but it was a Saturday morning. I had practice at 8 o'clock. She didn't cook me no breakfast. I knew I'd get her somehow. I let Mom have any breakfast, and she was like, hey, go get the bag of donuts on my dresser. Happiest day of my life. So he came and picked me up for practice, and I was eating those donuts, and he was trying to give me a name for like 2 weeks. Steam me with those donuts. He's like, yeah, that's your new nickname, Donut. And it kind of stuck with me. I mean, it's unique, it's different. A lot of people don't have that name, so it's kind of like I just stuck with it and embraced it, and it carried on throughout high school, came with me college.
So are you still a big donut guy?
Sort of, kind of. I try to lay back on it, my diet.
All right, if you are going to splurge, favorite donut, what flavor are you going?
Original. Why not?
Okay.
Original, Krispy Kreme. I love the glazed donut, so.
Okay, very nice. Let me talk about the defensive unit. What did you guys work on this offseason? What did you figure out that was the key to success? How do you repeat that?
We worked on a lot. Team chemistry, like Coach said, we lost 7 starters. But the next man up, building chemistry with the team, learning what players can do, their good, their weaknesses, putting them in places, to become successful, become a good defense, trying to come back #1 defense in the nation next year. So it's kind of like we're gelling a little bit.
A lot of things going on campus, too. You guys got a new locker room. You just broke ground on a new indoor facility. As a player, seeing all those improvements, how does that make you feel?
You always want to upgrade your program, Us, we might not be there for it, but knowing that it'll be there for the next program, the next players, and the upcoming players, it's pretty good, building the foundation, building up your program, stuff like that.
In practice, what is it like going up against this offense?
This guy right here, man, he's pretty good. He's a pretty good quarterback, man. My team, I love my team. Practice is fun. Very competitive. We're all dogs. We're all hungry. With us pick preseason, I don't really look into that. So I feel like we're being hunted. So when you're being hunted, you got to change your mindset. You got to come back harder, keep going, grinding.
Austin, describe, what are practices like? How competitive do they get?
Yeah, it's obviously super competitive. I've loved the way our defense have competed this summer and this winter through PRPs and spring practice. We have a lot of really good players on defensive side. We got Upton Stout, Kendrick Simpkins, Talik Allen, Donut, Aaron Key. We got a lot of guys on defense who are making a lot of really good plays, and it's really exciting. When they give us trouble in offense, there's a side of you that's pissed off because you want to be better, but there's also a side that's happy because you know how they're going to be in the fall. So Coach Summers does a great job with those guys. They do a lot of exotic things that makes it really hard on a quarterback. I luckily see them every day for months, so I eventually get the hang of some things. So I would hate to be a quarterback that sees them on one Saturday in October. So I'm really excited for those guys and how well they've looked this offseason.
You got some weapons yourself. Malachi Corley comes back. What excites you the most about this offense heading into next season?
Yeah, we just have so many guys all over the field that can make plays, whether it's Malachi Corley or it's guys who don't get as much attention, who I love as much, like Mike Matheson and Dalvin Smith, and younger guys who are coming into the program who are making their impact, like Easton Messer and Katie Hutchison, and new transfers we brought in like Blue Smith, Jimmy Holiday, and Xavion Capers. So receiving core is deadly. It's been what it is. We have young guys like River Helms who are stepping up at the tight end position. Running backs have been phenomenal in pass protection, catching the ball, and hopefully we can get them a lot of touches this year. And obviously the offensive line is great, and they've shown the production in the past with the way to run the ball and the way they've protected the passer. So we have a lot of really good guys around me that make my job very easy and make me look good a lot of the time. So I'm very blessed to play around the players that we have on offense.
New offensive coordinator Drew Hollingshead, how have you gelled with him, and what have you liked so far with the playbook?
Yeah, he's awesome. We've gotten along really well since he got here. He's obviously in that air raid scheme since he's been in the coaching system, being with Coach Leach, and it tells you a lot when Coach Leach went from Washington State to Mississippi State that he brought Coach Drew with him, and that's a testament to kind of who Coach Drew is. And I'm super excited for him. This is his first time calling it as a coordinator, and I have, a lot of people see that and like, how's that going to go? But I have full faith in him, and I trust him. And I think he's going to have a lot of great game plans. And we've already kind of gotten each other like on the same page as a relationship of how he thinks and how I think, and I'm super excited for him.
Something that's a true statement of this program and how good you guys are. You, Donut, Malachi, you all tested the transfer portal this offseason, but all decided to come back. What was your decision making? Take me through that process.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I did enter the portal, and I went in there to see what options were available and kind of just like, in the sense, hear what people were saying. And, I kept it open with Coach Helton the entire time. We had a very open relationship. And at the end of the day, my decision to come back is because of him. And, I trust Coach Helton, and he's my head coach, and he's who I want to play for. And when I wanted my last year in college football and my chances of making the NFL, I wanted it to be playing for him, and I felt like that was my best opportunity to get to the league and to, not even that, just enrich my senior year and the most important thing, win a conference championship. And our biggest goal is to win Conference USA, and we feel very strongly about that. And I felt like there was still meat on the bone that we had left from last year that we needed to go and get back. And for me, it was coming back here, playing for Coach Helton, playing on this team. And for a lot of guys that decide to come back, like Donut, like Malachi, like guys like Vinny Murphy, who tested the portal and came back, I take a lot of pride in that, and I take a lot of, it makes me very happy because it shows a lot of faith in the guys we have here and trusting in me as their quarterback with their final year. And so I'm just super excited for this team. I'm super excited to play with these guys for another year. I love this team, and it was ultimately an easy decision to come back here for my final year.
When you hear that, guys making an easy decision, they say, coming back, so many guys testing but deciding to stick with you, what does that mean as a coach?
Well, as a coach, everything I do is through a father's eyes. I have 4 children, and so when I'm coaching a player, I'm mentoring a player. In today's transfer portal world, you have to understand what they're going through, and I have to put myself in their shoes. The biggest thing for me is I tell the football team, I'll tell the football team this next week when we report, hey guys, we all signed up for a year. We're in the foxhole together. We're one happy family pulling in one direction. We're all fighting for each other. At the end of the year, we'll evaluate where we're all at. We'll decide whether we all are headed somewhere else or we're staying. I think when you have those open lines of communication like that and people know you truly have their best interests at heart, most of the time people are going to say, you know what, why would I ever leave a great place with a great culture? And that's why we've been able to keep guys, not only are they good players, they're great men. I mean, you're talking about first-class individuals. So they know they're smart. They want to make sure they're making the right decisions for them. And even the guys that we do lose, I want to help them in the process. If there's a particular team they're interested in those kind of things, I want to make sure they're making the right decisions for them at the end of the day. And I think when you ultimately say, hey, it's about the team, you'll get some success on the back end of it.
We got a lot of guys on the preseason watch list. Let's pull it up and take me through the preseason watch list and all those guys and what they mean to your squad.
Well, I tell you what, obviously, nothing there that you need to say about Austin Reed. I mean, just a fantastic player and really excited for him in his last year. Malachi Corley coming back. I mean, that's probably the best offensive duo in the country right there between Austin and Malachi. Excited for him and what he can do. And then you get Quantavius Leslie back, our starting left guard. He's had a fantastic year with us. Obviously, Jaquez is coming back, really the leader of our defense, does a fantastic job at really rallying the troops and really glad he's with us. And then our punter, Tom Ellard, the Aussie. Tom's 30 years old, probably has 4 kids, I mean, I'm like, Tom, how much eligibility you got left, man? But excited for those guys and what they can do this season. All
right, let's take a look at your conference schedule. Well, your overall schedule. Walk me through and just kind of what you're looking at and how you prepare yourself for each game as we pull up our schedule.
We start with South Florida at home. It's going to be an exciting game. I think it'll be a very, very tough game. We're very familiar with each other. Then, you got Houston Christian coming in and the home of Bailey Zappi, you know, so we have some familiarity there. And then go to Ohio State. What a fantastic arena to play in the third game of the season. Get to play Troy at Troy. And so that non-conference schedule is tough right out of the gate, and we got to start fast and then get into conference play. I see a ton of parity in this conference, to be honest with you. Got your rival Middle Tennessee. Then you go to Louisiana Tech, got to go on the road Jacksonville State. You know, Liberty, who's always a great program. And then, you know, you go down the stretch, got to go to UTEP, got to New Mexico State, I think is going to be in the running, to be quite honest with you. Sam Houston, you know, FIU. So a lot of parity, a lot of good football to be played.
Middle of the season in October, you guys go midweek, you shift things up. How have you prepared the guys for that?
You know what, for us, at the end of the day, whether it's a Tuesday or a Wednesday, heck, it might be a Saturday, but it's a Tuesday for us. So we try to stay on our normal schedule. We kind of keep it fresh, to be honest with you. You know, it's a grind. It's a long season. So really got to be conscientious about what you're doing with the players, you know, taking care of the players, keeping their mind fresh, but excited for that we're going to be on national television in every home in America. So to get our brand out there will be pretty cool.
Looking forward to it. Coach Helton, good luck.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you.
Preseason favorites here in Conference USA, Western Kentucky.